This morning's adventures in trucking. It is Tuesday. Yesterday was my middle of nowhere load. Got home really late, went straight to bed, kissed the missus and went straight to bed. Rubbed my baby's head and went straight to bed. Said hey to my funky attitude teenagers and went straight to bed. Woke up 4 a.m. Drove 2 hours to my pickup in Rhode Island. I am picking up 2 OD loads, which means they're over-dimensional, which means they're not standard height, width, or length. In this case, height, width, or length. In this case, they're legal length. They're only 10 feet apiece, 15 feet apiece. They're legal height. They're 9 feet apiece, and my trailer's about 3 feet, so I'm under 13.6. But they are more wide. Trailers are 8.5 feet wide. These are 10-foot loads, so I'll be hanging over a 1.5 feet total, which is not bad at all. You're really hanging over like 9 inches on each side. So I'm picking these up. If I had another truck, I'd be picking all of them up. So I'm getting $600 for those today. I'll drop them 88 miles away, and then get $600 for those later today and drop those in the same place 88 miles away. The reason why I'm calling this an adventure in trucking is because I got here early, told them I'd be here at 7:30, got here at 7, put all my wide load stuff on my on my truck rather, ready to roll, make a good impression when you show up. And the guy who's loading me, oh, just birds. The guy who's loading me, after I called the broker, I was like, nobody's here. I don't see a number. It's a storage facility. Turns out I can go into a storage facility. That's where I am. The guy who's loading me says, hey, I just drove from New York. The forklift is over there. Pull in so I can load you. So I just pulled in. I'm going to reverse into this area. I'm going to reverse right here so he can take the forklift and pop, pop, load me up. And then I can go straight out and that way back to the highway. The hiccup, or what makes this an adventure in trucking, is he says, hey, can you give me a ride? Can you give 2 of us a ride? It's him and his coworker, his colleague. Can you give us a ride with you so we can unload you? And I'm like, no. A, I like rolling on my own. B, my insurance covers me, my truck, my trailer, my freight. That's it. You can actually get in trouble with DOT if the officer wants to really enforce things. You can get in trouble if somebody's in the truck that's not covered on your insurance policy. Learn that from an OG. So no, I can't give you a ride. And C, this wasn't part of the load when I booked it. Nobody said, hey, this is the rate, this is the start, this is the end, these are the loads. By the way, you got to give 2 people a ride. That was not part of this at all. Called the broker just now and he said they told me they would have a crew to load you and a crew at the receiving end to unload you. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem like what's going on, but I'm gonna get ready to get loaded. Y'all can figure out the unloading. At the end of the day, I'm contracted for 2 loads today and 2 loads tomorrow, so not really my issue. The last bit is, always got to tell you guys about the money. So like I said, $600 to take these 88 miles. Then I'm coming back. So if some of you want to say, well, it's not 88 miles, it's 88 plus 2 because you're taking it 88, but then you're deadheading 88 back. Knock yourself out, figure it out that way. I don't really go by mileage, I go by time. In my world, it's a 2-hour drive. $600 for 2 hours is $300 an hour. And if you want to say, well, really, what about the 2 hours you're coming back to grab the other loads? Okay, 4 hours, $600 for 4 hours. I mean, come on, $150 an hour, that's not bad. I usually look to make $100 an hour, so that's how I gauge it. I look at the mileage because I don't pull loads for less than $3 a mile. Have I? Yes, I have. I don't do $1 a mile. I just don't make any money doing that. I've done $275, $250, maybe a $225 when rates were really low 6 months ago, beginning of the winter. And that's when I started supplementing with cars. I got ramps for that because I was not hauling empty, not hauling air. That's not what I'm in business for. So, but nonetheless, that's the money. So 600, 600, and apparently there's more guys coming to get all those. I'm coming back tomorrow to get 600 and 600. So 2, 4, so the other 8, I'm assuming there's other guys to come grab those. The last bit is my permits. My permits were, I'm going Rhode Island to Connecticut. My permits were $130. Covers me from Rhode Island, from here to the drop. And in Connecticut, permits are good for 3 days. Massachusetts permit, I'm sorry, Rhode Island permits, good for 2 days. And Connecticut permits are good for 3 days. So for $130, my permits cover me today and tomorrow. So for this whole trip, this whole project, that's great. So you figure 6 today, or I'm sorry, 12 today, 12 tomorrow is $2,400 minus $130. I mean, I'm okay with 2,200 and change after permits. Fuel's not going to be that crazy. If I factor $100, let's go crazy and factor $200. That's not how I do my fuel, but for the sake of this video, you figure $200 on fuel both days for the whole trip, because it's only 88 miles. What am I, 330? Let's call it 350 out of 2,400, so $2,100 in 2 days, right around home. I ain't mad, not at all. I am not upset at that. So anyway, that's my adventure in trucking, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep it moving.